This is Brian Murray, Hoboken.wmv. Today I'm talking to you about quality of life issues in Hoboken. Uh, gotten emails lately if you're a resident about quality of life on a number of different topics, from the leprecon that just passed and the canceled parade to filming in Hoboken. So there is a quality of life czar. Didn't know when that happened or how that happened, but apparently now that we do have a quality of life czar in town. And it's interesting that the focus of our quality of life, according to the czar, is all about parades and all about TV shows, and not about things like parking and size of apartments and things that really might matter to a lot of people around here. For instance, this whole thing with the TV show, it seems like, the people, the Snookies of the world that aren't allowed to film in Hoboken, well, I'm not running into Snooki at 1 a.m. on Washington Street because I'm not on Washington Street at 1 a.m. But when I am on Washington Street is at 1 p.m. when there's a line of tourists that take up 2 blocks and take up all the parking in town for another TV show. So I think this quality of life thing might be just slightly subjective. The other thing is this whole leprecon. Well, okay, we had a leprecon, but we had no parade. So, the quality of life czar is saying that it's better to have this thing without a parade than with a parade. Everybody loves a parade. So I'm not really sure how my quality of life has been improved by not having a parade. I will tell you that the things that will improve my quality of life are parking. For instance, and if this were 60 Minutes, you would be able to see this little parking piece of mail here that I can renew my parking permit online. Well, I really can't, but it says that I can, because when you try to do it, it takes a week and you got to submit all these documents that you have to upload, and it just doesn't happen. So then I can send it in the mail. Like they won't lose that and then say that it's my fault and give me a ticket anyway. Or I can go down to City Hall and do it the old-fashioned way of bringing in all my documents and taking care of it that way. Except I can't find parking because there's a TV show being filmed there and I'm not going to be able to get there. So I got to figure out some way of getting down to City Hall. So there's my quality of life right there. And then you want to talk about other quality of life with parking. This whole idea of, well, there's going to be more parking spaces with these little corner cars. And you know what? The fact is that if you allowed people to build garages on the standard 25 by 100 foot lots instead of requiring two lots together to have parking, you'd have a lot more people getting their cars off the street and improving my quality of life because their cars wouldn't be where I want to park my car. But that's not for me to say because I'm not the quality of life czar. Also, maybe you'd think of increasing the lot coverage that these typical 25 by 100 lots where people build these new homes, so that if they increased it by, to say, 65 or 70%, you could build a 3-bedroom instead of a 2-bedroom. And that would increase my quality of life since my family could stay a little bit longer or someone else's family could stay a little bit longer. I'm not really sure what the quality of life czar is got her priorities on, but it's obviously not things like parking and the size of people's homes. What I am concerned about is that this is going down a slippery slope to where they might ban dancing next. You kill a parade, you might ban dancing next. This is why I brought Bacon with me. Oscar Mayer Bacon. I didn't have Kevin Bacon available. He just couldn't make it, so I brought Oscar Mayer Bacon. If anything goes wrong with this and they do decide to ban dancing, I'm calling Oscar Mayer and we're going to stop this right there. This is Brian Murray, HobokenHomefinder.com.